It's still not popping up. That's very strange indeed. Definitely says I'm live. So if anybody is actually watching or can find the stream, you'll have to let me know after the race if it did work or not. I'm going to keep trying and finding it, obviously. And let me just put in the chat. Oh, somebody's joined. So somebody has managed to find it, so hopefully the stream is working properly. So yeah, if you have just joined, I've had to cut the stream and restart again for the feature. I wasn't sure that it popped up with the sprint race, but it will be there for you to see. It will just be like the first part of 2 videos. Probably be about 20-30 minutes long. Obviously this one being the feature, 40-minute endurance, so probably be around 45 minutes long, the stream. So the room is being prepared. I think the race will start shortly. I'll wait for everyone to get back on track. Hi guys, welcome along. So did you see the first stream pop up? Did it actually pop up at all? Because I wasn't sure it did, so obviously cut the stream and started again. So hopefully you'll be able to find that sprint race, because it was a cracking one. I'm still struggling to find it on the YouTube, which is very, very strange indeed. And I looked on the stream link as well, and it didn't seem to be in the stream link. So yeah, I'm not sure. Oh no, it is there now. Strangely, it's only popped up with a 1 at 20:32, so I don't know about that. I don't know about the sprint race, guys. I don't know if the sprint race is there or not. Yeah, no, I fought that individual. I'm not sure why it didn't thingy. I was definitely live. I'll have to do like post comms or something for it, perhaps. But yeah, unfortunately, maybe we've missed out on the sprint. But here we are for the feature anyway. So it will be a reverse grid based off of the race results. And it was Viking Dog came home in first place. Photo finish between him and Sonic King, who came home in second place. He was only 900ths off the back of Viking Dog. He was literally neck and neck almost up to the line, and then...
Had it as well once while streaming ALR. Sometimes things are just weird.
Ah, thanks, individual. A nice one, mate. Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. It normally always works first time, but yeah. Here, we are here for the feature race. I think the guy's just going to get a bit of practice in, test out the mediums for a couple of laps, see how they go. I imagine everybody will probably be running mediums in their first stint. We've seen a few variations in strategy throughout the season. Some people opting for the softs in the first stint, but generally it's normally the medium. Oh, so yeah, Kep. Hello, Alex. Welcome along, mate. Are you not here this? Oh, so Alex, I think, has maybe been kept at work again, so unable to make the final race of the season. So that's possibly why we've got some new names that are standing in. Obviously, Iggy has got the title sewn up, but it's very top between from second to fourth, which is Sonic King, Viking Dog and BX. And yeah, McKenna's still very jumpy. He was very jumpy in the sprint race. I did touch on that. There was yeah, I think there was a fair bit of contact made with him because people couldn't really judge where he was on track. Actually just stopped on track at the moment on the racing line, as you do, as Sonic comes through. So Sonic King, absolutely cracking sprint race there. Great sportsmanship on show as well. There was a bit of contact, wasn't it, between him and Iggy. He actually knocked Iggy wide as he went for a move up the inside. Brave move up the inside. But yeah, actually rescinded the advantage, which allowed Viking Dog through. Viking Dog actually managed to get past them both. And that was when he took the lead of the race in the sprint race. Sonic King obviously dropped behind Iggy and then managed to retake that second place. And then he managed to go to work, didn't he? He went to work on Viking Dog and almost had him. He almost had him at the end. But yeah, obviously Viking Dog, Sonic and Iggy will be starting from the back of the pack. I think BX finished in fourth place. But yeah, it was a very good sprint race. Bit rubbish that the stream didn't work first time round, but as I say, we're here now, so yeah, we'll get a feature race done. And then possibly have a look at post comms for the sprint, as it seems to have vanished into the matrix. I think we're just waiting for Benjamin to come back. B. McKenna. So Viking Dog, he had an early disconnect, didn't he, last week at Spa. I think there was a tiny bit of contact with him and Alex on the Kemmel Straight. I think there was an earlier incident I didn't catch, which I think led to him getting a little bit frustrated, and then obviously there was that contact with Alex that sent him off at the end of the Kemmel Straight, and I think he just had enough, so he retired the car. But he's back stronger than ever this week, managing to take the win in the sprint race. He'll be starting from all the way from the back, so hopefully he'll be able to find his way through the pack quite swiftly. He has got Iggy and Sonic King to contend with as well as BX. So BX, I think he's going to be starting ahead. I think they're all trying to maximise him, Sonic King and BX are all trying to maximise on points this evening, because there is only, I think it's 28 points separating the three of them. So yeah, very close between them three. I think we can have a quick look at the standings before the race starts. So yeah, Iggy's obviously got the drivers and the constructors sewn up with that BMW M6. He's had a few tier 1 titles now, I think 4, he was saying to his name. They're actually quite leagues ahead as well, so BMW actually finished on 302 points, which is 78 points ahead of Renault. Sick Individual says, good luck Iggy, Philip and Van der Speck, Halex Racing. I didn't see the rest of that. I wasn't quick enough to read it out. But yeah, so you got Iggy, who's sewn up the title in first place with 235 points, but then you've got Sonic King in second with 180. 65, and Viking Dog is in fourth with 152. So that's 13 points between Sonic and BX and 15 points between BX and Sonic. Sorry, Viking and BX and Sonic, yeah. There you go. So I think this is it. I think this is the feature going to be starting very shortly. 40-minute endurance race with your Tier 1 drivers from the Aero League Racing's Gt7 Series Season 11, Round 8. So McKenna's just managed to join the room. I think he's going to probably go out on track, will he, to make sure he's not jumping all over the place. No? Okay. So hopefully he's managed to get his connection issue sorted. Because that was, I think it was definitely hampering some of the drivers, wasn't it? Unable to try and make a clean pass because of the, it's really hard to judge where another car is on track when they're doing that sideways skitting thing in front of you. It looks, well, still, there is still definitely lag there, but it does look better. But I wonder what it's going to be like when another car comes alongside. Is it going to get worse? As that sometimes happens when you get a lot of cars congested up around the car that is lagging, it can get a lot worse and all sorts of crazy shenanigans happen. We've seen people riding barriers before when they clearly assure us that they're not, you know. It's just how it looks because of the desync. It's a cap. Oh. It looked like Cap was getting a little bit there as well. So this is it. Van der Speck lining up on pole. I'll go for this for you this time. So for the final time of the season with a rolling grid and a reverse grid, a rolling start even and a reverse grid, Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers, here we go. Klaxon sounded, they're off. So Van der Speck, he's going to be trying to hold off Bosnian Knight, and it looked like Dado going for a move early doors into turn 1. Hasn't got quite as congested. Oh, a little bit of contact there between CMP and Dado. Dado's getting forced out wide. CMP's allowed him, well, he's rescinded that advantage, hasn't he? He's allowed him to retake that position, so still ahead at the moment of CMP. CMP's also got Kep there in the background to deal with as well. As he goes a little bit wide, he's gone really deep. That's not going to help him in his efforts, is it? As we've got CMP and Kep hot on his heels. So Van der Speck has managed to make a good getaway. Bosnian Knight is still there. Dado has now dropped down to 5th place. We've got CMP is up to 3rd. But he is followed by a very close gaggle of cars. We've got Kep there in 4th place, Caballero. Dado is there in 5th. We've got Capale in 6th. McKenna 7th. Kyle is there in 8th place, followed by Neo. Then we have BX in the mix there up to 10th place. We've got Bomber in 11th. Philip is in 12th. Sonic is in 3rd. No, Iggy's moved up to 13th, has he? Actually back down to 14th as Sonic King manages to take 13th. Viking Dog's in the mix there as well, and Iggy all the way down to 15th now as Viking Dog's trying to have some of the action. They're going 3 wide into turn 1. Sonic King, Bomber and BX, I think it was, all side by side. Oh, it's got a little bit congested again as some of the quicker guys are trying to make their way through the pack. These guys, man, these guys. I'm surprised there's not been a huge pile up. How close they are. I think there has been the slightest of contact, isn't there, between a few of the drivers. But Dado now finds himself down in 15th place. He's dropping away from the back of the field. He's going to have to try and close that gap as Bomber trying to hang on to the back of Iggy, who's up to 13th again. Sonic King is up ahead of him in 12th place, who's chasing down BX Royal, who is in 11th. Viking Dog's managed to find his way through now to 10th place. I think that was BX there, going for a massive slide in the background. I think he's just lost that position, has he? As Neo has a moment up ahead, that's going to allow Viking Dog up to 9th place. Neo's going to have to hold on to 10th for a minute. He's got that pack behind him though, hasn't he? Iggy, Sonic King, Bomber, Dado, BX, all hot on his heels, all ready to try and take that position. Oh no, who's that? So Iggy into the barrier. I'm not sure what happened there. So Six says that Sonic pushed BX off. I just hope that's not what happened. As I did say earlier, it looked like he'd really improved and he was showing some great sportsmanship in the sprint race by giving back that position to Iggy. Iggy. So Dado now chasing down BX. Sonic King has dropped all the way down to 14th and he's actually dropped down behind Iggy. So maybe there was some shenanigans there caused by Sonic King. He now finds himself dead last. Realise what he's done. He's dropped himself all the way to the back of the field now. He's 1.3 seconds off the back of Iggy, so I think, yeah, he is trying to show that he's a sportsman, trying to show some sportsmanship there, which has cost him. I think he may be looking at losing second place in the championship. We're going to have to go and check him with the rest of the field, though, aren't we? So Van der Speck still holding on to that first place as Kep goes for the move up the inside there on Bosnian Knight. He's managed to take that second place away. Bosnian Knight now under pressure from McKenna, who is hot on his heels there in the background in that AMG GT3. What can Bosnian Knight do? Obviously making a debut this evening, I think. Oh, there was a bit of contact there, I think, between him and, was it McKenna? McKenna now finding his way through to third place. Bosnian Knight getting shuffled down a little bit. His teammate coming up alongside on the inside. And he manages to get a move done cleanly. So Bosnian Knight now finding himself down in 5th place. He's going to be under attack from Capel soon, I'm sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Six just said it's nice to give the position back, but it'd be nicer not to be in that position in the first place, which is true. Yeah, it's totally true there. Bosnian Knight actually picking up a 2-second penalty, so that is definitely going to bring him into the clutches of Capel, maybe even Kyle. So we're going to have to wait and see. Oh, McKenna and CMP. CMP's managed to find his way through there. No, they're free wide as they come into the final turn. No, they're not. CMP comes out ahead. McKenna's still there on the inside though. Is he going to have the inside for turn 1? He has just edged ahead. He is going to be on the inside. Managing to hold that third position for the meantime. I think everybody obviously still a little bit tentative because of that lag. Not as bad as it was in the sprint race, but still it's definitely off-putting, isn't it? And it makes it harder to get the move done. But Cap is now 3 to challenge Van der Speck. Van der Speck hasn't been under pressure for any part of this race so far. He's now going to the defensive. Into turn 5. Oh, Cap almost going really deep there. He almost collected that AstroTurf. That's not what you want to do. You will end up spinning the car. He's having to take some different lines here. He's trying to find his way past. Is he going to be able to do it as they come up to what would be Big Banky Boy, the final turn? They're going to come along that straight, aren't they? And a hard braking and a right-hand turn for the final turn. This right-hander hairpin. Is he going to be ahead? Van der Speck still got the inside. And I think Kep has done enough. No, Van der Speck has retaken that first place. Tiny bit of door rubbing. But then Caballero, he manages to edge ahead again. And he's got the inside line now into turn 1. Van der Speck's going to have to do something special, isn't he, to hold on to that first place now. And Kep does get through easily. He's actually got the fastest lap at the moment as well as Caballero with a 1:17.72. Oh, Van der Speck! Not sure what happened there. It looked like Van der Speck just driven off the road, but hopefully there wasn't contact from behind, maybe. I'm not sure what happened. And that was a fantastic display of racing there from Kep, and Where's he gone? Oh no, I think he's left. Van der Speck, yeah, he's gone. Oh, Van der Speck, man. I think maybe it was. I think that maybe there was a tiny bit of contact there between McKenna and Van der Speck. Van der Speck coming off worse out of that, and he's now out of the race. Oh, was it Sonic? Is Sonic gone? Oh, Van der Speck now down to 10th. So it is, yeah. So Van der Speck down to 10th place after that. Oh my God, that's really hurt Van der Speck there. He was leading the race, wasn't he, for so long? Up to lap 5, I think it was. Excellent. Yeah, I thought that was what had happened, to be honest. Individuals just confirmed it. McKenna, there was contact between McKenna and Van der Speck, sending Van der Speck off on turn 2. He's now onto the back of his teammate. Hopefully there's not going to be any shenanigans between these two. Kept doing really well so far to take the lead of the race, and maybe he's going to hold on to it. He's actually fastest man on track at the moment, setting them purple sectors as well. Can he break into the sub 117 to get a 116 maybe high? Oh no, he's... Oh, Kep, hold on to it, man. He's held it. That was a great save there from Kep. I thought he was destined for the barrier. I thought he was going for that early hug with Barry, but it wasn't to be. Everyone loves a hug from the big man. McKenna, though, he's keeping his teammate... Oh no, McKenna, he's had a massive moment. Oh, where's he going? He's off, he's crashed. Hopefully he doesn't take anyone out on the rejoin. He's actually been reset. Oh my God, he's been reset so far back. Having to watch that rejoin as well. So not only has he lost second place, he is now all the way down. Where'd he go? Yeah, he's lost out massively there, hasn't he, McKenna? He's now down in 14th place. So Kep, his teammate, he's now got a nice bit of breathing space. He is 4.2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. They're quite a way away from the pit stop though, so maybe it's going to be a 2-stop in this one. I'm not too sure, but them softs, they don't look like they're going to last for a lot longer, to be honest. He didn't beat his previous time either. He looked like he was on a purple lap, but getting a 118.3 in the end. So Capel in second place now. He is 4.7 seconds behind Kep. We got CMP there though, keeping him honest. He's along for the ride. He's only 4 tenths behind Capel, so maybe able to challenge for that second place. His teammate now out of the race though. I think there was a moment there from Kep. Oh, where's Kep gone? Kep all the way down to 6th now. What happened there? So Capel, now your new race leader. I'm not sure what happened there. Capel opting for the mediums in the first stint. He's definitely got a lot more meat left on them tyres than Kep did on them softs. Kep now finding himself in 8th position. So CMP hot on the heels of Capel. Capel sounding like he had a bit of a moment up ahead there. I think he has. No, he has. So Capel having a bit of a moment. CMP's managed to become new race leader. What can CMP do now in that GTR? Can he stretch his legs and get away? Because he has got some of the faster guys starting to make their way through the field. Viking Dog now up to 4th position. He has got Capel hot on his heels as well. So we've got CMP first place currently, chased down by Kep in second. Capel, sorry, in second. Philip finding his way up to 3rd place. Viking Dog 2.1 seconds off the back of Philip in 4th. We've got Bosnian Knight there, up to 5th place. So having not bowed out in so far in this feature race, he didn't have such a great sprint. I think he's been shuffled down there as well, hasn't he? We saw a bit of that shuffling earlier on in the first couple of laps. Kyle is there in 6th, but he's 4 tenths off the back of Bosnian Knight. Maybe able to look for a move in the next couple of turns, can he? in that Ford GT. He's got Neo on the back of him as well in the, I think it's the Peugeot RCZ. Or Peugeot, if you're posh. Yeah, Kyle is going to work at the moment in that Ford GT. Be interested to see how long them tyres last. He has managed some alright results, hasn't he, as Kyle? Neo as well. Neo, he's had some fantastic results as well. I think in his debut he managed the podium, possibly. So Kep, they're in 8th place. He's 1/10 off the back of Neo. Oh, and Kep actually managing to get the move done. He's moved up to 7th now. He's got past Neo. Neo dropping down to 8th. 3 attempts off the back of Kep already. Kep now free to try and challenge Kyle. Kyle too far down the road at the moment though, and I don't know if them softs are going to last for many more laps. BX is there in 9th place. I think there was contact early doors, wasn't there, and BX finding himself getting shuffled down. I think a few of the guys as well. I think Iggy there as well, getting shoved off. But he's managed to make his way back up to 10th place. Van der Speck is there in 11th now after his mishap with, I think it was McKenna, who is now in the pits. We've got Bomber, 12th place, 3.6 seconds behind Van der Speck. Dado is 2.1 seconds behind Bomber. He's in the Corvette. It's a Corvette, isn't it? Is that the Mazda? Is that the Mazda VGT FT? That is the Corvette, isn't it? I digress. McKenna is now in the pits. It doesn't look like he's actually coming out of the pits. So is he serving a stop and go? Or has he retired the car? I'm not too sure what happened there. I think he's a little bit upset maybe because, perhaps because of that early contact, I don't know. Not sure. So anyway, CMP still in the lead of the race. He's 1.2 seconds ahead of Capel, who's been trying to close that gap, hasn't he? Well, he was really close, wasn't he? He was about 3 tenths behind him, trying to look for the move, but unable to do so. I think his rears are going to be starting to feel a little bit sketchy now. Not giving quite as much grip as they did on the previous laps. Philip hot on his heels. Up to 3rd place. He had a cracking debut, didn't he, Philip, last week at Spa, bringing home some great team points as well. I think he helped Viggy to secure the constructors last week. And then Viking Dog up to 4th place. He's almost into 9 tenths. He's 9 tenths off the back of Philip now. Trying to chip into that gap in that Renault. I think it's the RS01. Obviously all GT3 cars on display this evening and all season. Yeah, it's the RS01. You saw that confirmed on the wheel arch. So Bosnian Knight still managing to keep Kyle and Kep behind him. Having a great drive at the moment. Look, you can see the damage on the car there where he was getting shuffled about a bit at the start of the race. But he's managed to hold on to that 5th position for, I don't know how many laps now, probably 5 or 6, maybe more laps, as we're now on lap 13. 16 minutes in, coming up to the halfway mark of this endurance race. Obviously a 40-minute endurance. But yeah, Bosnian Knight not doing badly at the moment, is he? For his debut in Tier 1. Maybe he'll get a seat next season. I'm not sure how it works with these things. I've only just started racing myself on a Sunday night in the F1 Tier 3 Championship. So Bosnian Knight, no, he's still out. He was out. Oh, so is Aero. Yes, his softs have died a bit of a death. He's now into the pits. He's going to take on a fresh set of mediums, as I think 2 compounds must be used during the endurance race. Is that correct? Obviously, most of you guys that watch the streams anyway, you probably know the tyre rules and stuff by now, so... But yeah, Bosnian Knight now looking like he may be under a bit of pressure from Kyle. Kyle looks like he has closed that gap, and look at that interior. That is definitely one of the more retro interiors, isn't it, of these cars. Looks more road car-like. Not as much carbon fibre and stuff. Is there even a roll cage? Oh, there is a roll cage. Yeah, Kyle absolutely going to work at the moment, and he manages to keep closing up that gap to Bosnian Knight up ahead. He may be on for a top 5, Kyle, if he can keep this up. Be interested to see when he pits. That is the older of the Ford GTs. I think there's 2 versions, isn't there? Well, as well as there's probably more versions, including the road versions, but the race-going versions, there's only 2 versions, I believe, of the Ford GT. So Neo is now into the pits. He's going to get rid of the mediums. I think it may be a bit early to be taking on softs. We're not even halfway through yet. Or will he just fill that car up? Maybe. I'm not sure. Iggy now up to 7th place. Kep re-emerges in 8th on a fresh set of rubber. 26.8 seconds behind Iggy. So I'm not sure whether he'll be able to... He may come out ahead of Iggy. I'm not too sure what the pit is around this track. I think it's normally around sort of 30 seconds, isn't it? So Bomber, I think the longest one was Spa last week. Bomber's there in 9th place, 3 seconds behind Kep. BX is there in 10th place now. He's on a fresh set of softs. See what he can do from 10th place. We got Neo hot on his heels though. Neo looking for the move as well. Up the inside maybe. Not quite that time round. Very fast lap this one. I don't think BX can make the use of that top speed as much as he would have liked to. Obviously one of the shortest tracks. Or I think it is the shortest track on the calendar, Iggy was saying. So yeah, Neo still not able to go for a move on BX. He can't take that 10th place away just yet. I think that was the top, well, the only place really that you can make the most of the top speed of that Peugeot VGT. So Dado is still in 12th place. He's 10 seconds off the back of Neo. He's got a fresh set of rubber on. Van der Speck in 13th. He's also taken on a fresh set of rubber. Has he underfueled that car though? I do believe he's he's into the pits. Yeah, I think he knows that he's underfueled that car as well. Looks like they're putting on a fresh set of rubber too, so... CMP meanwhile, still race leader. He's maintained that gap. He's now into the pits, so Capel is going to become race leader once again. Or is he a new race leader? I can't keep track of how many race leaders we've had this race. So Capel 1.3 seconds ahead of Philip. CMP obviously he's given up a track position to pit. I think Capel will be coming in the next lap or the lap after. I don't think he'll get more than 2 laps out of the tyres and the fuel he's got left on that car. As we've got Philip now being attacked by Viking Dog. Viking Dog trying all he can to find a way past. Philip is going to have to go very defensive, isn't he? He's going to start having to throw them defensive shapes. Actually not covering off the inside though as they come into this sweeping right hand bend. Maybe doing just enough to stay ahead of Viking Dog. His tyres are actually going to be looking better, aren't they? Yeah, as we go on board, his tyres definitely look a lot better, don't they, than Viking Dog's do. His rear left seems to die a death every time. So that Renault RS1 really not very good on its tyres, not very kind to them. So Capel is now into the pits. We've got Philip in the pits. Viking Dog is in. Bosnian Knight will go in shortly as well. Kyle stays out. Go on, Kyle. Kyle becomes your new race leader. He's got a huge gap between him and CMP, but he is yet to pit. He's going to have to extend that gap to some margin if he wants to retain that race lead. But look at him go in that full GT. Go on, Kyle. Give it up for Kyle, everyone. 20 seconds the gap between him and CMP. CMP is starting to chip into that slowly. He's brought it down to 19, or has he? So that Ford GT actually not as bad on the tyres as I expected it to be. It looks like Kyle's having an absolute blast at the moment. You can only get a 119, as you can see there on the right hand side. His last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. His last 8 or 9 laps have been 119s, and he is finally into the pits. So he's had a bit of fun there. It looks like CMP is going to come through and retake the race lead, because Ben is going to be changing them tyres and he'll be putting more fuel in that Ford GT to get him to the end of the race. I think that's a decent strategy though, you know. Sometimes it pays to pit a little bit later, get the most out of them tyres, and then you've got fresher tyres towards the end of the race. But he has dropped all the way down to 8th place, 9th place, 8th place. So he re-emerges in 8th, no, in 9th. So that was a good effort there from Kyle. He managed to take the mid lead of the race momentarily. CMP is now your race leader once again. 3.8 seconds is the gap between him and Viking Dog. Bomber snatching the fastest lap at the moment with a 117.637. I think it was Ben before, wasn't it? It was B. McKenna. Was it? I think, no, Kep took the fastest lap before, didn't he? Or he was holding it before. So now it's Bomber. Looking like CMP, I think he was putting in some purple sectors. Oh, he's actually down on that sector. 4 tenths down as well, so this isn't going to be a fast lap, is it? Or it's not going to be as fastest anyway. He has got Viking Dog though. Viking Dog looking like he's managed to jump Philip in the pits, has he? He was fighting Philip for that second place, but he is indeed ahead. I think he has. I think he's put a little bit less fuel in that car. I'm not sure if that is going to be a mistake or strategical greatness. But he's currently sat in second place with a 1.3 second gap to Philip. So not really under too much pressure at the moment. I don't think these guys are going to be wanting to push them softs too early though. Obviously they've got to get him to the end of the race, unless they're going to do a 2-stop. Capel, 2.4 seconds the gap between him and Philip, but 4 tenths is the gap between him and Bomber. Bomber's starting to put him under some pressure now. What can Bomber do? Can Bomber manage to get a move done on Capel? Can he force him into a mistake? Manage to take that 4th place. Come here. Come here. Come on. Actually, Capel doing enough to extend that gap again. So no move made that time round for Bomber. Kep now up to 6th place. He's on the medium compound in this second stint. Bosnian Knight not far behind him in 7th. That was Iggy looking for the move up the inside of Bosnian Knight there. Looked like there may have been a tiny little love tap as they went into the turn, but Bosnian Knight is still going strong. He wasn't affected too much by it, was he? Iggy, a very clean driver anyway, we've seen that throughout the season. And he's looking for the move now up the inside. He's going to get it done, isn't he? And yeah, absolute textbook. Plenty of room given there. Bosnian Knight will just slot into 8th place. And probably try and throw a rope out onto the back of Iggy's car, tow him along. Because Iggy is fastest man on track now for 1:17.378, and he's actually just put in a purple sector again, so may be able to take the fastest lap once again as he closes right up onto the back of Aero now. Aero is under threat from Iggy. Go on board and see if he manages to get the overtake done. He's managed to pull alongside. He's going to try and go the long way round. He's not going to get it done quite that time round. Will he get it on this turn? No, he has closed right up to the back of Kep. It looked like he's putting Kep under some pressure now, though. Kep maybe making some minor errors on the throttle. Oh, big moment there. Big break from Kep. Iggy has managed to find his way past. He doesn't need these points, but he's going to take them anyway. There is a little bit of braking, contact on the braking there between Kep and Iggy. Kep just running slightly into the back of Iggy. I think maybe a little return tap. Return love tap. But yeah, been some cracking racing on display once again in this feature race. So who have we been focusing on? We came from the... Did we come from the back? So Van der Speck actually retiring the car now. McKenna looks like he's retired the car. So we've got 12 races left. So Dado, 11.5 seconds off the back of BX now. BX finding himself down in 11th place. I think something's happened somewhere, hasn't he? He's got caught up in some shenanigans again. That's unlucky, BX. He may still be able to do something yet. We're only 29 minutes in. He's still got 10 minutes left. Oh, so Van der Speck apparently is having mechanical difficulty. He's got a stuck L2 button, so his brake pedal is, pressed fully to the ground. The mechanic's going to be working on that, but I'm not sure whether he's going to be able to make his way back into this race. As we have the 3 cars up ahead, almost going 3 wide into turn 2. That's Kyle, Bosnian Knight and Neo. And Aero's in the mix there as well. They're all very close to each other, all within a second. Kyle's been having a cracking race, hasn't he? Finds himself in 9th place currently with Neo up ahead. And then Kep at the head of that train of 4 cars. BX is starting to creep up onto the back of him as well. Then we've got Iggy in 6th place, trying to make his way past Bomber, who's sat in 5th. Capeo is up ahead in 4th place. He's 1.3 seconds ahead of Bomber. Philip is there in 3rd place. He's dropped 2.8 seconds behind Viking Dog, who is now 1.7 seconds off the leader. That is still CMP in that GTR. CMP obviously making his debut a few rounds back. I'm not sure if he's driven in other tiers, maybe just got an early promotion or something, but yeah, he's had a decent season, hasn't he, since he started. I mean, he's been consistent for sure. Finding himself leader of the race at the moment though. Can he take the win in this one? He'll be trying to take them softs and that fuel, I imagine, to the end of the race. Viking Dog now closing that gap to 1.1 seconds. It was 1.8 seconds before. So in fact, maybe whilst we were on board with CMP, perhaps he made a slight error somewhere, because it was 1.8 seconds. So maybe them tyres Going off a little bit more on the fronts than he'd want. He's starting to get a little bit of wash on the front, maybe a bit of understeer. And the RS01 is the other way round on tyre wear. I think it's a mid-rear car, isn't it? As opposed to a front-engine rear-wheel drive. So the rears seem to go a lot quicker than the fronts. I'm sure the weight is pretty much over the rear axle, isn't it? So Viking Dog now picking up the slipstream of CMP up ahead. Will his tyres allow him to take that race lead though and pick up some of them valuable points? I think it's going to be very, very close up at the top of the table. I think as Sonic is actually no longer in this race, I think Viking Dog may have done enough, or if he finishes here, he will have done enough to clinch that second place away from Sonic. So it is now on Iggy, no, on BX. I think it's now on BX to try and close that gap as well. If he can pick up some more positions, BX may be able to secure that third. CMP and Viking Dog are side by side now. Viking Dog's surely going to take this position. He does. Yeah, he gets it done quite easily. CMP still fighting back though. CMP trying to fight his way back through up the inside, but not quite that time around. Into turn 5. I'm surprised you guys didn't want to run the full Maggiore course instead with Big Banky Boy. I miss Big Banky Boy. But yeah, putting an absolute show on at the moment. Our Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers. And Viking Dog has managed to take the lead. He started to extend that lead as well. 9/10 the gap at the moment. He's trying to break that toe to CMP, not allow him to get the run and get back past. What can CMP do in that GTR? Can he close that gap again? Nearly 35 minutes in now, only just coming up to 5 minutes left of this race. And Viking Dog has managed to take that lead now. He's managed to extend that gap to a whole second. CMP's going to have to do some work now to try and get... Oh, it looked like Viking Dog maybe testing track limits a little bit there. I'm surprised he didn't pick up a penalty. It did look like he was off the track at one point, but perhaps the track limits allow you to run the car out that wide on that turn. I think it's turn 3. Yeah, CMP, try as he might, he's not really managed to close that gap back up, has he? As I say, he's got a bit of work to do now to try and retake that race lead. So as we're now in the last 4 minutes and a bit change, we'll have a look at the grid as it stands. We've got Viking Dog, new race leader, or leader of the race once again. I don't think he's led the race yet so far. This feature race, has he? We've probably had about 5 or 6 different race leaders, to be honest. CMP is there in 2nd place. We got Philip in 3rd place. Capel is there in 4th. Iggy up to 5th now, 2.9 seconds off the back of Capel. Bomber is there in 6th. We have Kyle has managed to find his way ahead of Neo now. He's up to 7th place. Come on, Kyle. He's had an absolute cracker tonight, hasn't he? Putting that Ford GT through his paces. Can he make up any more positions? He's only 4.9 seconds off the back of Bomber. Maybe he might just be able to do it. So Neo is there in 8th place. Then we have Kep in 9th. BX is still there in 10th place. He's not really managed to make up the positions I think he would have liked, but look, his tyres have died an absolute death. I think that's what's made him struggle this evening. The tyre went absolutely brutal on that Peugeot. He's got the meat to do it. He may still be able to get past BX, take that 10th position away from him. He's putting him under some pressure now, isn't he, in that Nissan GTR. But BX, as we've seen already, very, very good at defending. He is a very hard man to get the move done on. And then we've got Dado down in 12th, 36 seconds behind Bosnian Knight. Van der Speck still in the pits, still having mechanical issues, so the mechanics looking like they've not managed to fix that GTR. I think he's going to have to call this one a night. Meanwhile, Viking Dog, 2.3 seconds is now the gap to CMP in second place. And it's looking like Philip might actually be on for another podium. I think he got a podium, didn't he, last week at Spa? Francorchamps. In fact, it was BMW 1-2. I think he came third in the in the sprint race. Or was it fourth? I think it might have been fourth actually, wasn't it? Fourth in the sprint. But again, absolutely solid debut. And second place in the feature, wasn't it? Behind Iggy, who took the win in the feature. And is your Tier 1 champion. And I think... no, he's still there in 5th place. So BMW are going to extend their lead at the top of the constructors. Nobody able to touch them this season. Nobody able to touch Iggy, it seems, as well. He had a cracking lead at the end there. I think he was like 60 points ahead. Or thereabouts. And currently, still your fastest man on track is Iggy with a 1:17.080. That is very nearly in the realms of the 1:16s, which is a very, very respectable time from Iggy, the Time Lord himself. So Viking, even though he's not really got a push now, he's looking to extend that gap once again. 3.3 seconds the lead now, 3.4 is it going to go up to? CMP tries he might, he just can't hold on now. Has he underfueled that car? In fact, no, all looking very low on fuel. Is this going to be the final lap? This may be the final lap. So Viking Dog gets through to do a victory lap. So CMP is going to finish in second place. Philip is third place. Capel is in fourth. We're going to have Iggy in fifth. Bomber sixth. Kyle is going to finish in seventh. Well done, Kyle, mate. Caballero and Neo having a drag race. Who came out ahead? Neo is 8th, Kep is 9th, Bosnian Knight 10th, BX 11th, and Dado is going to bring it home in 12th place. So maybe Dado having a few issues as well this evening. In that, I'm sure it's a Corvette, you know, but it does also look like a couple of other cars on GT7 too. Don't quote me on that. Van der Speck will round up the field in 13th, and here he is, the winner of the feature. He could just park up and have a cup of tea now, couldn't he? Don't even have to worry about it. He's going to bring it home in first place. Viking Dog, well done, mate. Absolutely cracking end to the season. I think he's managed to sew up that second place in the championship. I think it's Sonic third, possibly, unless BX has managed to get enough points to pass Sonic, and then it'll be obviously BX and then Sonic. But you guys will be able to check out the standings anyway once they're posted up to the Discord. And what a cracking season it's been. So yeah, hopefully back again with you again next season. I've been your boy Vexed. We will see you once again, I am sure. And thank you for having me along once again. And what an absolute cracking season's racing once again. Brilliant, brilliant. And congratulations to the champion, Iggy. And I'm pretty sure that it was Viking Dog, wasn't it? Sewed up second place at the end there. So well done, Viking Dog, mate. That was an absolutely cracking season from yourself as well. And that very underused car, that Renault RS1. And BX as well for using that Peugeot VGT. What an absolute animal that thing was down the straights. Absolutely cracking. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to bed now, so I will see you next season. I've been your boy Vex. This has been the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers and the GT7 Season 11 Round 8. Good night.